Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a bear euthanized after breaking into a home. Concerns as the animals get more comfortable around humans.
Plus, arrests at the Capitol as calls for change from group home workers grow louder.
And advocating for animals.
It's something that the town really needs.
Plans for a new animal shelter finally coming together in one Connecticut community.
The calendar turns to June, and that means they're in full tournament mode at the TPC River Highlands. I'm Jim Altman. More ahead from Cromwell on the Fox 61 News.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We begin tonight with breaking news. Police are now saying the former Waterbury city official charged in a hit and run that left a teenager fighting for his life had 16 drinks in roughly a 10-hour period before the incident. That's according to the arrest warrant for John Egan, a former chairman of Waterbury Zoning Commission. Police say that security footage showed Egan at the restaurant Verdi, where he paid for 14 drinks on a tab, according to the warrant. Egan then drove to the Cave, where a bar employee says that he was served 2 more drinks. Police say security cameras show Egan later driving on Highland Avenue, where he hit 17-year-old Brian Calley, who was riding his scooter. Calley still in critical condition as of tonight. Another top story here. A female bear was euthanized yesterday evening after officials say it broke into a home in Bloomfield.
Officials say 2 people were inside the home when the bear broke in.
Fox 61's Carmen Chow joins us live in the neighborhood where it happened with reaction from residents there. Carmen.
Ben and Jen, it happened here on Maple Edge Drive yesterday around 5 p.m. A man inside this home said he had just woken up when his brother-in-law suddenly told him a bear was inside their home.
I woke up and my brother-in-law told me that there's a bear in the house.
The resident not wanting his face shown on camera telling Fox 61 he was upstairs when a female black bear tore open the screen door and got into the house, spending approximately 15 minutes inside.
Please don't come upstairs. I'm thinking about going through the window if you try to go upstairs or something, or get out the house.
Eventually, he says he was able to get outside and captured the female bear and one of the 2 yearlings on his cell phone. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection says yearlings are old enough to survive in the wild by themselves.
He ran out the house first, and then I ran out the house, and the bear was inside. And then we pretty much chill outside until trying to go around the back to see where it's entered, and then we see the 2 cubs just chilling at the back, and we backed up.
State ENCON officer Sam DeFelice pointing out this incident was an example of how comfortable bears have gotten in the state.
They observed the bear going house to house, trying to push open doors and windows, is actively trying to get into several other homes in the neighborhood. And we followed our bear response protocol and dispatched that bear.
But this bear was euthanized before it was able to visit another home. Some residents are not happy about it.
You know, we have taken a lot of their source of food away and habitat away.
Jenny Dixon, a wildlife biologist with DEEP, explaining why officers did not just relocate the bear.
We would just be moving a bear that already learned bad behavior to somebody else's neighborhood and somebody else's yard, where it's just going to break into somebody else's house.
Now, officials say they can't stress this enough. Now is the time to put those bird feeders away because bears will always look for those. And also, don't keep your trash out all day long. And if you're having a barbecue, make sure you check your surroundings and don't leave any food outside. I'm live in Bloomfield. Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Carmen, thank you. Well, new tonight, Hartford police have made an arrest in connection to a hit and run that happened back in March that killed a Prince Technical High School basketball coach, Kendall May. Police say that Jaimus Workman is now facing charges. He's accused of hitting May on Main Street on March 31st and leaving the scene. May was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Workman is now being held on a $100,000 bond.
As the legislative session winds to a close in less than a week, lawmakers now joining forces on an issue Fox 61 has been covering closely for more than 3 months: the abrupt closure of Stone Academy and the impact on hundreds of would-be nursing students. Well, today lawmakers put together a bill they hope will help as Connecticut continues to battle nursing shortages. Our Samaya Hernandez is live outside of the Capitol with the details for us. Samaya.
Yeah, Jen, senators say that relief is on the way for former Stone Academy students, and it would come in the form of grants that would benefit as many as 900 former students. What started as a placeholder bill to help nursing students whose education was cut short when Stone Academy's 3 campuses closed abruptly in February has now taken shape.
This isn't going to solve all the problems, but we don't want for them to have to wait for years until the lawsuits are resolved for them to be able to get their careers back on track.
Several state senators coming together across the aisle to put language into that bill Thursday with confidence it will move successfully through the Senate and House in the coming days.
One of the things here both sides saw was that as the state makes these payments to the students, there is then also going to be an opportunity for the state to now go back after the bad actor.
Occupational schools pay into a now $2.4 million student protection fund. The proposal would take $600,000 from that fund to support a grant program that will allow Stone Academy students to be retrained or complete existing education that was deemed insufficient. It also calls on the state to recoup that money.
We've had it. You know, the state's had it.
As Attorney General William Tong's office investigates just what led to that sudden closure, Tong is rejecting Stone's plan to make it better.
What they need to do is step up and make it right, put all their money on the table, pay for these students to finish their education or refund money to people that can't continue their education.
And Tong sent a letter to Stone Academy officials today rejecting their plan, which calls for a partner institution to teach students. He says the plan didn't identify who that partner would be. Now, meanwhile, the bill here at the Capitol will move to the Appropriations Committee first thing in the morning. Live at the state Capitol, I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Samaya, thank you. Time for a check on the weather right now, and it is heating up outside.
Yes, summer coming in quickly here. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Hi, Rach.
Temperatures up around 90 degrees today for the Hartford area. And tomorrow looks like a few degrees warmer, but that heat will end with a bang. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that will drop the temperatures. I mean, they fall off a cliff heading into the upcoming weekend. Right now, it's close to 80 degrees in the New Haven area. We're down to 85 after being close to 90 earlier in Hartford. It's still 90 for Windsor Locks and 70s again along the immediate shoreline. We could even take a run at the record daily high temperature for the day tomorrow in Hartford. There is an air quality alert in effect until 11 o'clock this evening. People with respiratory problems can find it hard to breathe on days like today. We do not have one in effect during the day tomorrow, and this is not related to the wildfire smoke that we continue to talk about day in and day out. Overnight lows not going to be as comfortable and low as they have been the last few nights, dropping into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Notice we're dry during the day tomorrow, but as we head through the afternoon, we will see that rising likelihood for scattered showers and thunderstorms. But before we get there, it's going to be quite warm. We're talking mid 80s for New Haven through Brantford, near 90 degrees for highs in Middletown, and overall some of the warmer temperatures we've seen before that drop arrives over the weekend. We'll talk more about that storm threat and what we're figuring out about the weekend coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, new tonight, 57 people arrested at the state capitol this afternoon during a show of civil disobedience.
Long-term caregivers and group home workers striking outside of the Capitol, demanding pay increases, affordable health insurance, and pensions. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst joins us now with an update. Emma.
Yeah, Jen, Ben, right in this intersection behind me here are where those workers were striking earlier today. Union leaders with SEIU 1199 calling this a strike against poverty. And as the governor and the state legislature are working to finalize a state budget proposal before next week's deadline, these workers are demanding more money. This afternoon around 1 o'clock, workers walked out into the Capitol Avenue intersection in front of the building. They then marched in a circle. Police closed this intersection to traffic as protesters marched out here. Hartford police issued multiple warnings before eventually arresting those who remained in the road. Now, they did not use handcuffs or zip ties. Some state lawmakers even came outside and joined the strikers, saying, quote, "The ink is not dry on this budget yet."
We are making steps this year, but the steps we're making do not go far enough. We do need a moral budget. We need to support the work you do that supports all the people of Connecticut. And I'm disappointed by what I'm hearing and what might come out of this budget, but please know we're in there, we are fighting, we are championing, because we know that we need to do better.
And SEIU 1199 has been striking for days now, calling on Governor Lamont and the state legislature to take action when it comes to a budget and include more funding to allow for increased wages, affordable health care, and funding for retirement after decades of service from these workers. Now, the SEIU 1199 president told me as of tonight, those who were arrested today, those 57 workers, have already been released. They will be due to appear in court in just a couple weeks. Now, in terms of a budget, Speaker of the House Matt Ritter said earlier today he hopes to have the legislature vote on Monday. The deadline to pass a final budget proposal next Wednesday, June 7th. Live at the Capitol, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you. Well, today, state leaders marked the passage of the first assault weapons ban in Connecticut 30 years ago. Legislators say the bill paved the way for other states to pass similar laws since then. But lawmakers today said that more still needs to be done to protect Connecticut residents. State leaders and advocates are pushing for the General Assembly to pass a new bill introduced this session that would encourage safe storage, protect domestic violence victims, limit ghost guns, and ban open carry. Governor Lamont saying all of these are current and pressing issues.
The world changes, and we've got to maintain our gun safety laws so they're current to what's going on right now. That's why we have a bill in front. It's passed with strong bipartisan support in the House.
The bill still needs to be passed by the General Assembly. Lawmakers today said that they believe they have enough support to get it through and will be taking it to a vote this week.
Well, the state's minimum wage goes up today from $14 to $15 an hour. This is the final raise guaranteed in legislation passed in 2019 when the minimum wage was just $10.10. Starting next year, the minimum wage will be adjusted based on the Federal Employment Cost Index, which the state says for the first time in Connecticut, the rate will grow according to the economy. And new tonight, the longtime superintendent of Bloomfield Public Schools has announced he will be retiring. Dr. James Thompson Jr. has been Bloomfield's superintendent for the past 13 years and has 55 total years in education. Thompson was also the 2017 Connecticut Superintendent of the Year. In a statement, he says, "I leave here in a great health and good spirits and in knowing that there is a palpable growth mindset culture now embedded among our school leaders and within our schools."